Hello, wealthy family. Welcome to today's video. Thank you for coming and sharing some time with me. Welcome new subscribers. Our channel is growing and I absolutely love it. Okay, so a couple of disclaimers. Sorry, we are having a very eventful Friday today. The air show is in town. My son is cutting my neighbor's grass, and I asked him to give me some time, and he did, and I recorded the whole video. And when I went back and rewatched it, I was like, I don't like it, so here I am. So please forgive the noise that is going on, and we're gonna jump right in. So first things first, if you are not a person who is ready to dive deep below the surface level of healing, meaning you're not ready to hold yourself accountable for the roles that you play in your life, I suggest you turn this video off. Do not finish watching it. If you are not ready to have a broader view of things, turn this video off. It is not for you, okay? So, first things first. I am only able to speak from my perspective of things. I can only speak from my understanding, the things that I have experienced and acquired in knowledge, okay? So, myself personally, I was emotionally traumatized. I was mentally traumatized. And some people would say physically traumatized. I don't think so, but you know, I was punished by getting beat with the extension cord and things of that nature. So, you know, maybe physically traumatized too. But I allowed it to make me a bit better, make me stronger. And I say it in that tense because I'm still learning from the trauma that I went through, okay? I am still gaining deeper understandings of things, and it's allowing me to actually be a better person all around, okay? So if you are not ready to take that step yet, do not go any further, okay? All right. So when we talk about healing, we want to get to the root. We always want to get to the root cause. We don't want to heal the symptoms. We want to heal the cause so we can become whole and complete, okay? Now, when you talk about trauma and how it is visited and experienced, most of the time people become traumatized by something or hurt by something when they feel powerless, when they feel victimized, when they feel weakness, right? And those are usually things that we try to stifle. So sometimes people choose not to even address trauma or even acknowledge that they have gone through trauma. And it is okay if you've experienced trauma. Life is traumatic. And if you haven't experienced it physically, one-on-one, like personally, I should say, then 75% of the time, people have seen someone or something traumatic, right? They may have witnessed it and still felt those same emotions and may still beat themselves up like, why didn't I speak upon it? Why didn't I do better? Why didn't I do something, right? And it's time to heal and release those things. Now, you are capable of doing this on your own. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it and what steps to take, and then having the strength and the discipline to actually integrate these lessons, the now acquired knowledge, into your life. So you may be able to do it on your own. You have the capability to, but it's okay if you need help, if you need guidance, if you need someone to motivate and push and help walk you through the steps. Sometimes having fresh eyes and different perspectives can allow you to address things more clearly, okay? So the first step in addressing trauma, healing trauma, familial trauma, or just trauma that you've seen or experienced or acquired of different natures, right? One, you want to have an always have at the forefront of your mind that everything is connected. Nothing is by coincidence. Nothing is by happenstance. So you want to look for the reason behind why you're connected to this person or the situation of the trauma. What is it reflecting back to you? Now, if you're a child and you experience trauma, it's still for a reason, but a lot of times adults do things in the presence of children and tell the children to hush or be quiet or don't speak on it, thinking that the children don't have a voice or they don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, the child may have more sense than the adults, right? So as a child, as a small child, automatically children feel inferior. So if you were traumatized as a child, that's not to mean, hey, you know, something was being reflected on me as a child. What is it? But it was something to be shown to you at that period in your life so it can be part of your foundation so you can grow upon it. Okay? Me getting beat by an extension cord happened when I was a child. Like, not when I was in high school. It happened when I was young. Right? But it allowed me to build on a foundation, and the lesson that I took out of it, I now can apply to my own children. Right? What is the reason that it was being reflected to you? What is it supposed to lay in your foundation? What is it that you're supposed to gather from it? Because everything is connected, everything for a reason, and everything for a lesson or blessing, right? Now, secondly, most of the time people who cause hurt or cause pain, they do it for their own selfish reasons, their own selfish gain, their own pleasure. They don't care about what they have to do for others in order to make themselves feel good. So if they cause trauma or they cause hurt, they cause pain, in some way it's making them feel good. My mother didn't love punishing me with an extension cord or telling me that the devil was my father. I mean, there was no gain in that for her, no joy for that for her, but she thought she was doing the right thing, and that made her feel good. She thought she was doing the best that she could in the capacity that she was in, and it made her feel good, even if it didn't sit right with me. And by no means am I absolving anyone from any reasoning or any, absolving them from their responsibility. But now that I see what it is, I have a deeper understanding of what it is, what was her reason behind it, instead of why me. Why did she do the things that she did? Now when you understand a person's responses to life or reactions to life, when you can tell the difference, when you see why a person does something, what is their motivating force, you now can relate to it, okay? And now you can heal it and you can let it go. Because now it's not me, it's them. What role did they play? Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. And move from there. All right? Now, thirdly, the third thing that you can do to help heal from trauma is understand that hurt people hurt people. Yes, it's cliche. I know it's cliche. But hurt people hurt people. And that's because hurt people can only give what they have. And if all they have is hurt, and they never dealt with it, and they locked it up and compartmentalized it in their subconscious, now as they grow in that hurt, all they're going to be able to do is visit it on other people. Maybe they're an asshole boss. Maybe they're a miserable spouse. Maybe they're the grumpy neighbor. Whatever the case may be, that hurt gets compartmentalized, and now all they do is visit it upon other people in every situation in their life, causing trauma wherever it is that they go. So if you can get to the source of that hurt, if you know them and you can get to the root of that hurt, of why it is that they are hurt, you can now say, okay, I see why it is that you do the things you do. XYZ caused this to happen. And now that I see it, I can either share it with you or, if that's something safe to do. If it's not safe, right, I'm not going to go tell my mom, hey, I know why you beat me with the extension cord. I'm not doing that. But now that you understand that, you can share it with them, or you can use it in facilitating your own healing from the trauma that they caused. You can take all the information that you've gathered, right, what role they played, why you were connected with them, why they were selfish, and what pleasure they were seeking to gain from it. You can take all of that inner standing and you can release that energy. You are a hurt person, and I'm going to allow you to heal from a safe space. But by me allowing you to heal, I'm now allowing myself to heal from this trauma. I can know that I don't have to walk around with it in my mind, rent free. I don't have to allow it to occupy space and draw on my energy. See, the fourth step in healing, when you realize the trauma that's been instilled in you and you recognize all the roles, the fourth step is to now meditate on it, either by sitting in meditation, talking out loud with someone who's qualified to hear you talk, because talking is meditation, writing is meditation if you want to write it out and then burn it symbolically or bury it, whatever feels right. That's all a form of meditation, because meditation is just focused thought, observing nothing, not observing emotions or thoughts or feelings with attachment, right? So once you realize all these things and you meditate on it and you release it, you can now become more whole and complete. And when you are more whole and complete, you are healing. You are in the process of healing and closing that gap, that piece of you that's been gone for so long that you've allowed to be stifled and locked away because it was traumatic, because you don't want to go through it again. And yes, this works on anything, whether it's sexual trauma, whether you saw a crime, whether it was physical trauma or emotional trauma, but you have to have the discipline and the strength to be able to move forward. It is not an easy thing to do to heal trauma. Sometimes visiting those memories, your mind can't tell the difference between the past and the now. And sometimes if you keep visiting and reliving those memories of that traumatic experience, it can feel like you're right there. It can throw you into a panic attack. I know. It can cause anxiety. So you have to be able to deal with it in the way in which you can, but know that it can be dealt with. Know that you don't have to walk around traumatized. And a bonus tip on how to heal trauma is stop watching traumatic things that feed those feelings. These TV shows, like the new one they came out with earlier this year, or maybe not even earlier. I think it's been only a month, maybe a couple of weeks since it's been released. Very traumatizing. We don't need to see those things anymore. We need to see things of healing, things of love, things that uplift our spirit, because we have enough trauma ingrained in us, in our DNA. Okay? All right, wealthy family, that's all that I have for you. Until we connect again, stay alert, on my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com, I offer mental health sessions. So if you want to connect with me there. Stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.